evening. Good evening. Okay. Good evening. It's my pleasure to welcome each of you to the White Coat Ceremony. This is a wonderful group of students, and we're happy that so many friends and family could be here this evening. We also want to welcome those who are joining us on live stream. I want to tell you about the class of 2029. The class has 176 members selected from 5,642 applicants. There are 48% men and 52% women, and the average age is 23. Students come from 27 different states. 44% of the students come from California. We also have 6 international students whose citizenship is in Brazil, Canada, South Korea, and Malaysia. And many other countries are represented in the ethnicities of the students, making this a truly global class. The students have degrees from 69 different colleges and universities. Most of them have a science or health major. Some have double majors. 19% have at least one of their majors in non-science areas, including business, economics, bioengineering, mechanical engineering, international rescue and relief, social work, bioinformatics, history, mathematics, music, political science, liberal arts, English, and Spanish. I guess we have every area covered. They've been in honors programs and members of many different honor societies. They've received almost every type of honor imaginable: Dean's List, President's List, Provost's Honor List, Top Achiever Award, Outstanding Senior Award, and many other awards, including awards not just for academics, but also for research, sports, service, character, leadership, and music. They've had health experiences shadowing physicians in just about every specialty, from dermatology to cardiothoracic surgery. They volunteered in the emergency department and many other areas of the hospitals. They've been in nursing home volunteers, scribes, hospital or hospice volunteers, medical assistants, technicians in dermatology, ophthalmology, psychiatry, surgery, and cardiac telemetry. They've been phlebotomists, patient transporters, medical interpreters, and caregivers in home. They've done cognitive exercises with dementia patients and volunteered at free clinics and COVID vaccination clinics. They've worked as physician's assistant, EMTs, nurses, and clinical laboratory science. They've done research in many areas, basic science and research outside of medicine, but in the medical field, they've participated in research in oncology, pulmonology, genetics, immunology, cardiology, infectious disease, surgery, ophthalmology, sports medicine, psychiatry, orthopedics, rheumatology, otolaryngology, pediatrics, endocrinology, and neuroscience. They've had publications and presentations at local, state, national, and international meetings. This is also a very musically talented class. There are many vocalists, many play the piano, others play the violin, viola, cello, flute, clarinet, saxophone, oboe, French horn, trumpet, trombone, and guitar. We also have students that play the organ, percussion, cajon, banjo, ukulele, and drums. And they don't just play and sing, they are talented musicians. They've won competitions and performed at Carnegie Hall and the White House. The athletic ability of this class is also very impressive. Some have been on D1 teams that won national championships. We have students who've been in cross country and track and field. We have swimmers, basketball players, football and flag football players, volleyball players, soccer players, tennis players, baseball players, softball players, rock climbers, people who do lacrosse, gymnastics, golf, table tennis, pickleball, hiking, floor hockey, surfing, weightlifting, skateboarding, roller skating, rollerblading, skiing, snowboarding, scuba diving, ultimate frisbee, martial arts, cycling, mountain biking, badminton, ice skating, water polo, ballet, and archery. I hope they have time to go to class occasionally. They've had very interesting experiences. They've done gardening, started a landscape business, and been a delivery driver. They are creative. They've done writing, storytelling, photography, pottery, knitting, crocheting, woodworking, surfboard design and construction, film production, and been actors. They've done comedy skits and been involved in musical theater, and 2 students do yo-yoing. They have started a clothing company, been servers at restaurants, hotel cleaners, solar sales associates, had an automobile parts business, and been a crate maker. They've become Eagle Scouts, been a legislative intern for a U.S. senator, raised puppies for guide dogs for the blind, been a foreign correspondent intern for the New York Times, sailed the Atlantic during a semester at sea, run ultra marathons, been an alpine ski patrol, police dispatcher, biked from Canada to Mexico, played tennis in the background of a movie about Serena and Venus Williams' father. They ride a unicycle, have done research on spiders, scorpions, and been a beekeeper. Actually, coming to medical school will probably be safer than what they've already been doing. They've demonstrated leadership by serving as class officers and officers of many clubs on their college campuses. They've been student senators, community service leaders, student deans, and resident assistant. They've held church offices, preached sermons, been student coaches for sports teams. And as impressive as all of these things are, the thing that stands out most is how they have demonstrated in many ways that they have hearts for service. They've been involved in church and civic organizations, ministered to the homeless, helped human trafficking victims, volunteered in orphanages and nursing homes, done refugee outreach, tutored students. They've been involved in fundraising and participated in tornado and hurricane relief. They've been involved in programs for Skid Row, community gardens, programs for foster and adopted children. They've volunteered for many organizations, including the American Heart Society, the Red Cross, the Cancer Society, Boys and Girls Club, Doctors Without Borders, Meals on Wheels, Habitat for Humanity, the Ronald McDonald House, Special Olympics, and Make-A-Wish. They've served in the U.S., in Alaska, Hawaii, and Apache Nation. They've served internationally on short-term mission trips and as student missionaries, serving in Mexico, Belize, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, Panama, the Dominican Republic, Argentina, Bolivia, Ecuador, Guyana, Peru, Trinidad and Tobago, Burundi, Egypt, Kenya, Liberia, Malawi, Namibia, Rwanda, Sierra Leone, Tanzania, Uganda, Zambia, Iceland, Belgium, Romania, Israel, Bangladesh, Cambodia, China, India, Indonesia, Malaysia, Mongolia, Myanmar, the Philippines, South Korea, Thailand, and Palau. They have followed Jesus' command to go ye into all the world, and they've already been making the world a better place. These students are obviously very bright, very talented, and have great potential. When one looks at what they've already accomplished, it's hard to even imagine what they're going to accomplish after they become physicians. And this evening is a special one as they begin their medical school experience. They are being dedicated to a sacred profession. They will receive a white coat, a symbol of someone that has dedicated his or her life to a healing profession. But here at Loma Linda, they're not just being trained for a profession, but for ministry. They will acquire knowledge and develop skills that will equip them to continue the teaching and healing ministry of Jesus Christ.
Let us pray. To our God in heaven, on behalf of the students, their families, friends, and faculty, I want to convey our deepest gratitude for your ever-presence, including being with us here tonight. Thank you for these students who've been entrusted to this medical school for the next several years. Thank you for these families who molded these students with the unselfish passion to help others physically, mentally, spiritually, and to see each patient as though they're seeing it through your eyes. May this ceremony be a reminder of your call to healing and service, and may it ignite within all of us a passion for serving humanity as true stewards of your gifts. Amen.
Wow, that was impressive. Dr. Dye and I were just discussing on the side, it's a good thing we applied to medical school when we did, because there's an awful lot of talent out there now, isn't there? Dr. Justin Dye is an assistant professor in the Department of Neurosurgery at Loma University. He attended Pacific Union College before earning his medical degree at Loma School of Medicine. While he was here in the School of Medicine, he was the recipient of the U.S. Navy's Health Professionals Scholarship. He completed his neurosurgical training at the University of California, Los Angeles, and went on to complete a 2-year fellowship in endovascular neurosurgery at UCLA. And think about neurosurgery being less invasive than an open surgery on your brain, and this is some of the neat stuff that's being done right now. After completing his fellowship training, Dr. Dye entered active duty military service, and he was stationed at the Naval Medical Center in San Diego. During his training there, he had the opportunity to be in unique leadership positions, including the 2017 Pacific Partnership Mission to Vietnam and a 6-month deployment to NATO Multinational Medical Unit in Kandahar, Afghanistan. For his service, he received the Navy and Marine Corps Commendation Medal for Meritorious Service during Operations Freedom Sentinel. After completing his military service, Dr. Dye returned to Loma Linda University in 2019. He has a passion for resident education and training, and he became program director of the neurosurgery residency program in 2022. He serves as co-director of the Loma Linda University Health Neurovascular Service Line and has an interest and expertise in many things, including residency education, stroke, cerebral aneurysms, AV malformations, arteriovenous fistulas, and neurotrauma. He has many other talents and interests in different outdoor sports, and he has a family and a young son and daughter. Dr. Dye, we are thrilled to have you, and welcome.
Thank you, Dean Thomas. Thank you for inviting me here to speak tonight. It truly is an honor. I want to give a special thank you to Dr. Roddy, your Dean of Admissions. Of all the things I thought about with this talk tonight, I didn't expect to get upstaged by the introduction to the class. So can we give another round of applause for Dr. Roddy? As Dean Thomas explained, I do have a day job. I'm no motivational speaker, so this is not going to be a TED Talk. I am going to be speaking from notes, so I apologize about that. To the Loma Linda University School of Medicine class of 2029, congratulations. One more round of applause. Congratulations to you, and congratulations to your family and friends that are here supporting you today and have been supporting you throughout your whole lives. So even though your journey isn't over, in many ways it's just beginning, still it's a huge accomplishment. All right, so I apologize if you've been asked this before, maybe at orientation, but I just can't help myself. If you're getting your white coat tonight and you were born in or after the year 2000, please raise your hand. So I used to get called Doogie Howser, MD, when I was a little bit younger in my career. It hasn't happened in a long time. I think it's just because I'm getting old. So in life, we go through many firsts. Your first steps, the first time you ride a bike, your first kiss, your first and hopefully your only wedding day, the first time you clip a brain aneurysm. Some of you will do that someday. And then comes the first time you give a talk without PowerPoint slides. As of tonight, I can tell you I've experienced all of those firsts, and the last is certainly the most nerve-wracking. Since I've never done this before, you may ask, what's the first thing I did when preparing for this speech? No, the first thing I did was not to ask ChatGPT, write me a speech. First, I had to ask my 11-year-old daughter, how do you use ChatGPT? And then I asked ChatGPT to write me a speech for first-year medical students during their white coat ceremony. All right, enough with the literal dad jokes. I'll move on to what I want to do tonight really is give you all just some practical advice. Again, I'm not a motivational speaker, but I've been in your shoes. I was there in this ceremony 22 years ago, I believe, and I like teaching. I enjoy mentoring residents and medical students. So even if you don't remember anything I say tonight, I'm still going to try and teach. The first bit of advice I have for you is obvious. Study hard. For the next 2 years, it will be your full-time job to study. It's not your job to care for patients yet. Right now, it's your job to learn as much as you can about the human body so that when the time comes, you'll be ready to take care of your patients. What do I mean by it's your job to study? 6 days a week, 8 to 10 hours a day, you should be studying. Preview the material the night before your lectures. Go to your lectures and take good notes. Review that day's material that night. Preview the material for the next day. Go to sleep and do it all over again. It sounds fun, right? But does it work? I realize everyone learns differently, especially in this day and age, but it worked for me. My first semester here at Loma University, I nearly failed the first cell exam. I was devastated. The next semester, I started studying like it was my job. And on the next cell biology test, I got an A. Dr. Thomas probably doesn't remember this, but I actually got called in the dean's office on suspicion of cheating. It's a true story. I really did. Actually, it may have been Dean Hadley, actually, that called me into the dean's office. I promise I was not cheating. Listen to your professors. They care about your education, and they really do know what they're talking about. 6 years from now, when you're a busy resident learning how to put a rod in a femur or remove cataracts, you'll still know what to do with your patient that has diabetes or essential hypertension or metabolic acidosis. I did mean it when I said it's your job to study for the next 2 years. Don't get me wrong, you've entered a profession that demands lifelong learning. I still study and prepare for my patients multiple times per week. But there is a light at the end of the tunnel. After putting in your time now, you'll be better prepared to take care of your patients when you get into the wards for good. Of course, all work and no play isn't a very sustainable lifestyle strategy, so my next bit of advice is to exercise. This too should come as no surprise in a class of smart and obviously motivated individuals like we heard about. But you may find it hard to exercise regularly when you're drinking from the fire hose of knowledge that is medical school. So develop those exercise routines now. Schedule it into your calendar. Buy expensive sports equipment that motivates you. Better yet, find an exercise partner who you'll feel bad about if you leave them hanging at the gym. Physical therapy students are great for that, by the way. You should all have access to the Drayson Center. Hopefully it's still free. Take advantage of it. It's a great facility. I took over as director of neurosurgery, our neurosurgery residency program in 2022, like Dean Thomas said, when we were still dealing with many of the effects of the pandemic. It was a tough time to be a resident in a small, demanding surgical program, and we used to talk a lot about how to improve mental health. After trying a few strategies like meditation apps and personal days off, we started talking more and more about exercise. Now, instead of asking my residents how they're doing, I ask them, what are you training for? So if you see my residents at the gym, pumping iron, or swimming laps, tell them hi from me. Remind them they're still neurosurgery residents and they need to get back to work. Just this week, Dr. Barbara Hernandez, who is the director of physician vitality here at LLU, talked to our residents about sleep deprivation. I would be remiss if I only talked about studying and exercise and neglected to mention sleep. Yes, even neurosurgeons need to sleep, although we don't have to like it. Sleep needs are different for each individual, but my recommendation is 7 hours per night, and I'm starting to become a fan of a 20-minute nap during the middle of the day. If you get caught sleeping in class, tell your professor I said it was okay. You have a big class. Our class sizes didn't used to be so big. My next piece of advice is to make friends while you're here. This one is more of a do as I say, not as I do bit of advice. I went to Seventh-day Adventist schools all my life. I went to a small Adventist academy in Lodi, California. Anybody from Lodi? No? Not surprised. I went to Pacific Union College. I understand that all the cool kids go to Southern now, so maybe, all right, Southern. All right. And then I came to medical school with 4 friends. I met 2 of them in elementary school. I met the others playing sports in high school. I left medical school with 4 friends. Don't get me wrong, my 4 friends are great, but if I could do it over again, I'd probably try to make some more friends in medical school. If nothing else, do it for the connections. You are surrounded by really talented people who are going to be chairs of departments, deans of medical schools, CEOs of hospitals. If they're your friend, they might just do you a favor when you need one. You will all spend countless hours together over the next 4 years, going to class together, studying together, and rounding on the wards together. For those of you who come to this class not knowing anyone, I see that as an advantage, and all the more reason to make new friends. For those of you who come to this class with a close group of friends already, they'll still be your friends in 20 years from now, so use this time to make a few more. At the beginning of the speech, I said I was going to try and teach you. So I don't see anyone taking notes, by the way, but if anyone's taking notes, you'll remember me saying you need to study 6 days a week. Notice that I didn't tell you to study 7 days a week. I was born and raised and am still a Seventh-day Adventist Christian. I realize that it's most likely the minority of you that are SDA, but hopefully all of you have learned or will learn something about the SDA faith while you're here at LLU. One of the tenets of our religion is to take 1 day of rest per week. If you're looking for a good reason to take a break and not study for 24 hours, tell your professors it's against your religion. Seriously, put time in on those other 6 days of the week, and whatever day works for you, take a day off from studying and get outside. You've got Holda Crooks Park right here in Loma Linda with its trail systems that are great for hiking and mountain biking. You have the nearby San Bernardino mountain range, which has beautiful lakes, and you have the beach. It's only 1 or 5 hour drive, depending on traffic. I'm trying to not give you more homework than you already have, but if you want to learn about the benefits of taking a day of rest or the Adventist lifestyle in general, read The Blue Zones by Dan Buettner. And if you're tired of reading, watch the Netflix series. For the last part of this speech, I am going to shift gears a little bit and talk about something that's been mentioned already, and that's service. You have all chosen a life of service to others, and I don't know of any higher calling. When you think about it, most jobs are about service. Whether you're a teacher or a waitress or an airline pilot, your job is to help people. And I don't want to belittle any of those jobs because I respect them all. But there is something different about the relationship you will have with your customers. It's true that your patients will tell you things that are going on in their life that they won't tell their closest friend, their relative, or even their pastor. To me, service to others goes hand in hand with sacrifice. There's a lot of talk these days about self-care, and I realize that I just spent the better part of 10 minutes going over things you can do to be a better medical student. But in the end, you aren't doing those things for yourself. You're creating those study habits now, developing those exercise and sleep routines now, so that your future patients will live happier and healthier lives. I can't talk about service and sacrifice without giving an endorsement for military medicine. Hopefully a few of you have scholarships in the military, and I can tell you that's a great decision. For anyone that is interested in military medicine, please send me a message. I'm not a recruiter, but I'd be happy to share my own journey in the Navy and answer any questions. Service to others is not only about your patients, but it is also about treating your classmates and your future colleagues with courtesy. Be kind to each other. Build bridges, don't burn them down. I did learn something from AI when I was making this speech. I already knew the 3 A's to being a good doctor: be available, be affable, and be able. But if you ask Google about the 3 A's, it will tell you that's also the order of importance of the 3 A's. First, be available, then affable, then able. In other words, pick up the phone when your patient or your colleague calls you. Be kind in your interactions with others, and be able to care for your patients safely. My final piece of advice before you put on your white coats is to pray. Again, I realize that not all of you share the same religious beliefs, but I imagine most of you are familiar with some form of prayer. I can't take credit for getting into medical school or my residency training or the opportunity to practice medicine at a Christian institution like Loma University. All of that credit goes to God. And I truly believe that spending a few minutes in prayer every day can change your life and the lives of your patients for better. My email address is jdye@llu.edu. If any of you are interested in neurosurgery, send me a message. In just 12 more years, you could be done with your residency and your fellowship. Thank you again for having me.
Hello and welcome. On behalf of Loma Linda University School of Medicine, we're truly glad you are here with us today. This is a special moment as we come together to honor our students and their deep commitment to a life of service and purpose. As we gather in this sacred place, a place for worship and reflection, we kindly ask for your cooperation in maintaining a respectful and quiet environment. Please silence your phones and refrain from applause or loud noises during the ceremony, supporting all in fully experiencing the significance of this event. Also, per Loma Linda University Church, flowers are not permitted inside the sanctuary. We appreciate your kindness in following the guidance of our staff to help make this event meaningful for everyone. Once again, welcome. Thank you for being here on this day.
I'm going to invite all the coders to come up. So on your far left, you will see Dr. Daniel Tambunan, who is an assistant professor of medicine and practices at Advent Health in Orlando at our regional campus. Next to him, Dr. Eugenia Matta Greenwood, who is an associate professor in our basic sciences department. Next to her is Dr. Adrienne Cotton, who is an assistant professor in the Department of Medicine and works in medical operations in our hospital. Next to him, Dr. Daniel Castro, who is an associate professor in medicine and has practiced most of his career in the VA system in collaboration with the School of Medicine. Next to him, you know Dr. Dai. Dr. Wang Cheng is next. He's a professor in the Department of Orthopedics and practices here in the local area. Next to him, Dr. Simon Kushkarian, who's an assistant clinical professor at Glendale and practices in surgery. Next to him is Dr. Christopher Genabaga, who is an assistant professor in gynecology and obstetrics at our Riverside University Health System. Next to him is Dr. Wichit Zukarija, who is an associate professor in medicine and practices gastroenterology. And next to him, Dr. Paul Herman, who is our Vice Dean for Academic Affairs and the Chair and Professor in the Department of Pathology and Human Anatomy. One thing I wanted to mention is Dr. Roger Hadley is going to quote one candidate tonight. While Dr. Hadley was Dean, there was a tradition that has continued that when a medical student had a child during medical school, they received a baby cup. So tonight, someone that Dr. Hadley gave a baby cup, let's just say the baby is being white-coated. So we thought that was a really nice full circle moment. So thank you, Dr. Hadley, for coming to do that. And then we will proceed with the coating ceremony.
Elias Hansen.
Anella Fisher.
Sophia Blackburn.
Emily Rojas.
Caitlin Jo Cordero.
Amaris Murillo Mena.
Abigail K. Kishihara.
Connor Grant. Jeffrey Yaste.
John Kent.
Nathaniel McKenzie.
Caleb Chinmyung Kim. That's okay, I wasn't counting.
Colby Grames.
Baylor Wiggins.
Ella Sanford.
Chris Frankmont.
Ana Alvarez. Edith Alvarez.
Diego Perez.
Ian Thomas.
Adam Anderson.
Agustin Castillo Ramirez.
Caleb Jinmyoung Kim.
Madison Taylor.
Annalene Breitenbach.
Alyssa Carlson.
Jacqueline Mays.
Tyler Durbin.
Joshua J. Stepter. Daniel Rubin.
Paris Mihai.
Benjamin Myung.
Jeff Bowie.
Jessica Ragsack.
Valerie Mikhail.
Grace Hajar.
Sophia Kolonsky.
Rachel Chung.
Monica Gergis.
Mary Kushgarian.
Brian Choi. Phil Collins Honest.
Gabriela Siracoreja.
Tiana Campbell.
Caleb Jonathan Dow.
Michelle Cho. Jennifer McMahon. Audrey Cho.
Olivia Kim. Lauren Cho.
Christopher Yun.
Catherine Ko.
Serafina Park.
Jackson Kim.
Junbum Lee.
Livia Wilson.
Taeung Chung.
Joel Oswari.
Jonathan Castro.
Emily Smith.
Cindy Aguilar Napan.
Christian Nunez.
Emma Roltgen.
Adele Nguyen.
Emma Adamson. Rachel Pham.
Emil Alav.
Logan Chang. Ethan D.
Lauren Vitonko.
Isabella Han.
Ungary Lee. Elizabeth Sohn.
Ever Daraujo.
Benjamin Mary.
Andrew Sangar.
Noah Harab.
Mackenzie Young.
Cynthia Caruvo Masesa.
Raheem Jarrett.
Shanice Zakia Saunders.
Rebecca Arn.
Matthew Brailsford.
David Chang.
Arnold Kimutai Langat.
Josmar Polanco.
Beatrice Stockler Martins.
Maya Sukumaran.
John Herman.
Jonathan Anton.
Josh Kendall.
Henry Blagden.
Brandon Alvarez.
Stanley Vinay.
Merveille Moizere.
Alicia Lina Zhu.
Victor Figueroa.
Hayden Dennis.
Isabel Hayton.
Gabriel Orellana Campana.
Hope Park.
Sarah Wolf.
Matthew Rittenbach.
Piotr Anzel.
Bryce Lapine.
David Douglas.
Tyler Hillman.
Justin Park.
Daniel Daemyung So.
Cheyenne Hyde.
Caitlin Burai.
Sophia Lopez.
Annie Kozinski.
Catalina Bering.
Lucy Lorraine Browning.
Seth Ramos.
Ellen Marie Hartman.
Junhyo Robin Choi.
Tristan Buit.
Lillian Stafford.
Ian Rodriguez.
Jorge Cordero.
Jocelyn Urrutia.
Michael Scribner.
Rachel Nelson.
Megan Ronneberg.
Seth Hare. Harold Caleb Sims.
Stephen Unsuk Song.
Grant O.
David Nasri.
Michaela Zetchov.
Jared Taylor.
Brooke Franson.
Jay Choi.
Daniel Lamb. Matt Yu.
Kaylee Blanchard.
Josiah Dionarine.
Amy Claire Dauphin.
Marielle Cooper.
Ellen Conadu.
Christian Westenberg.
Faith Brandt. Dorothy Vasantachart.
Anya Elizabeth Snisarenko.
Eleanor Salone Ellerin.
Jacqueline Montesa. Kathleen Jade Bondar Junio.
Houston McIntyre.
Priscilla Lee.
Stephanie Wilson.
Zilin Yo. Alina Pentecost.
Allison Connolly.
Bethany Sharianne Sambito Arabi.
Avery Enriquez.
Jordan Valdez.
Nathan Daprich.
James Quo.
Sine Walters.
Kyla Gabriel.
Alana Benjamin.
Brianna Tran. Sion Kim.
Gerard Tambunan.
Allison Chihyun Ri.
Alyssa Taylor Hemi Lee.
Gunny Cho.
Summer L. Hodgkin.
Samuel Parkins.
Miley Yvonne Wilkie.
Suhun Lee.
Alyssa Lewis.
Raimel Tolentino Perdente.
Joshua Park.
Hareen Park.
Philip Abraham George.
Sierra Anderson.
Twinkle Epin.
Richard Wilson.
Eric Lee.
Nana Bina Auntie.
Joy McClellan.
Elizabeth Orbetta.
Peyton Wolfkale.
Stephen Berima.
Okay, our next steps, we are going to ask all of the recently white-coated medical students to come up to the stage. We're going to do the oath. I want to reassure everyone in the audience that we will have everyone stay up after the final prayer so you can come up and get your photos, but we will do the physician's oath followed by closing prayer, and we will ask all of the medical students to stay on the stage so all of your parents can get photos. Okay. I think we're ready. We're ready for it to be quiet for a minute. And we're going to read it together, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Before God, these things I do promise. In the acceptance of my sacred calling, I will dedicate my life to the furtherance of Jesus Christ's healing and teaching ministry. I will give to my teachers the respect and gratitude which is their due. I will impart to those who follow me the knowledge and experience that I have gained. The wholeness of my patient will be my first consideration. Acting as a good steward of the resources of society and of the talents granted me, I will endeavor to reflect God's mercy and compassion by caring for the lonely, the poor, the suffering, and those who are dying. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life. I will not use my medical knowledge contrary to the laws of humanity. I will respect the rights and decisions of my patients. I will hold in confidence all secrets committed to my keeping in the practice of my calling. I will lead my life and practice my art with purity and honor, abstaining from immorality myself. I will not lead others into moral wrongdoing. May God's kingdom, his healing power, and glory be experienced by those whom I serve, and they may be made known in my life in proportion as I'm faithful.
Let's bow our heads. Father God, we gather today in gratitude for the journey our students have embarked upon as they enter this new chapter in their lives as future physicians. Bless them with wisdom and knowledge, guiding them to develop strong study habits and manage their time wisely. May they be diligent stewards of your gifts, discovering and honing their talents while embracing the path you have set before them. Create within them a spirit of courage and adventure, encouraging them to try new things, learn new skills, and remain excited about their studies. Surround them with an educational atmosphere that challenges and encourages, suited to their unique abilities. Remind our students daily of the importance of learning and your constant presence in leading them. Remove distractions from their lives that may hinder excellence, instilling persistence and a desire for diligence. When they face difficulties, provide them with help they need. Help them remember their identity as children of God, bold yet gentle believers who acknowledge you in all things. Encourage them to cherish their uniqueness and approach challenges with courage, turning to you when they feel imbalanced or wrong. Grant our students confidence and strength as they navigate social aspects of medical school. Empower the timid, assure the insecure, and remind them of your love for each one of them. May they always be aware that in you they have a wise counselor, the truth, and life. As they reach the clinical phase, may they remember this white coat is more than just a garment. It represents the sacred role of caregivers, akin to the garments worn by priests. Just as the woman reached out to touch the edge of such a garment in trust for healing from the great physician, so too will their patients seek comfort and hope through their care. As we conclude this ceremony, Lord, we recommit ourselves as faculty and leaders to fostering an environment where our students can flourish both academically and spiritually. Let every decision made here be for your glory. In your Son's name, amen.